And this technique that I'm sharing with you puts you on dictating the play and the story of what it's going to be, where nothing is happening to you, you are happening to the rest of the world. And that's always something that I feel is a very valuable perspective to keep in mind for everybody at EPX, whether they're here tonight or you're watching this later. The world changes so rapidly that if you put somebody like me with my skills and said, "Hey, Paul, go crush," like plumbing supply companies. Boy, I'll tell you what, I'd be rolling in there with international economics and technology and ways to hit your customers that you haven't even thought of because you're just sitting there, having a sandwich in your back porch with a pool, you know? So, we have to choose whether we believe evolution is important. And if it is, there's techniques to put in place and into your culture. And if not, I think you're at risk of the flying fish in this world, coming and taking what's yours because things are just rapidly changing too much. And by the way, last little thing is Chat GPT, right? I'm so sick of saying that word, but the truth is, imagine if you have a business that has writers, call centers, developers, and everything else, right? And now you can see the front end of, a 17-year-old kid sitting in Bangladesh that just got access to an internet cafe. And that dude is writing code at the same pace of 16 people in Silicon Valley, writers all over the world. And it's one guy just cranking on everything that you do, 90% of what you do, but he's got zero costs. Guess what his price is going to be versus yours? These are the types of moments that we are literally sitting at. It's still on the very front end of it, where I think that we have a responsibility. And the good news about this group is we have so many people that are cutting edge that we can keep each other on the front. But this is like a technique that you can use, but it's also, honestly, it's a friendly nudge, maybe even a jab in the ribs to wake up that opportunity is left or right, and I hope that everybody's on the right side of what that is.
Yeah, and Paul, I'm going to emphasize one more time. Evolve is important, but also be ready to pivot, right? And there's companies that go into denial. They're evolving, but they're in denial about where things are going. And one other example is Apple. A lot of people don't know this, but Apple almost went out of business, right? And then they came out with the iPod. There were plenty of MP3 players out there, but they came out with the iPod and they made it simple. And they changed and they evolved. It saved the company. And then they evolved into the iPhone, and now they're one of those valuable companies in the world. But had they not pivoted from where they were going, they were evolving. But they weren't pivoting. So I think that's super important. What you're saying, you got to be constantly evolving, but you also have to pivot and be open to changes in the market and understanding that.